Hello, and welcome back. Northstar here with another episode of my Wildermyth Let's Play. Cut the video before and a bit of a cliffhanger. Give me a chance also to get up, stretch, walk around, grab a little bit of a ginger chew to try and settle my stomach, which is very frequently upset with long COVID, and then see or actually, I saw this before a ginger chew. This probably can help with the stomach being upset. Person I think I mentioned in the last video, message dating app. It's been a little bit different place with having kids because among other things, besides some small health problems I've had and my having ended up with long COVID, I'm concerned about the climate and the planet being overpopulated relative to what's sustainable with CO2 emissions, and that we're in danger of driving humanity to a stone age or extinct. So maybe people should consider not having kids and adopting instead if they want kids. And he explained this and saying, this person, hey, maybe you should consider coming around the same perspective yourself, because, if it can't be just one person making the decision, millions, tens of millions of people have to make this decision, or the planet's probably doomed. People hate hearing this. You probably even hate me saying this, a lot of you, because everyone wants to think they're special and that they shouldn't have to sacrifice and everyone else should. Well, not everyone thinks that, but a lot of people. There are people who obviously, like myself, are willing to make sacrifices even if I had the choice. I would try and hold to this, decided. But most people, a lot of people don't want to make sacrifices, and especially this person dating app kind of sort of matched me with someone trained to be a doctor, and those people often, they're from wealthier backgrounds because of the inequalities in access, and they think they're special because they've been told over and over they're heroes, which is something society tells future doctors just so they'll go through more pain, more suffering, more overwork, and have their lives in danger more through this system not really caring about them. It's exploitative. It's the same way we tell our teachers and our firemen and our police they're heroes. I mean, if you're going to be a doctor, you go through residency where you're paid less than minimum wage in real terms based on how many hours you work. Med school, you get a fortune in debt. It's not till fellowship where you start making decent money. You can even start paying back the loans, the student loans at a decent rate. It's a lot of exploitation in the United States of doctors. It's absolutely unconscionable. I say as someone who was trying to become a doctor myself, to help people, not thinking it was a financial wise path or anything like that, and not buying into a lot of the propaganda, heroes. I mean, you help people a lot. That's good. But some of the rhetoric is over the top. I'm sure med schools didn't love to hear that, I didn't say that, but I'm sure they didn't love that I wasn't super doctors or heroes attitude, and you can kind of tell I'm more realistic. But with the kind of grades I had, in a special masters, they were probably willing to accept me anyways. And I mean, almost no one ever with a perfect 4.0 my special masters didn't get into med school. And then I got long COVID right before I finished the program and wasn't able to finish the last couple classes, which is also why these dating apps keep matching me with future doctors a lot of time, because the apps probably see the word medical school in my education history, because it was a special master's at a medical school, or the people on it, and something about wanting to be a doctor, and these apps try to match you with people similar enough that you'll have a conversation and be excited, but they don't want you to actually find love, because they want you to be on the app and keep spending money, because capitalism. Their interest is not you finding anything that'll get you off the app. Could also be, young women reading not so young at this point, but 30s, reading the profiles very casually, not noticing the details, because accounts get asked, are you a doctor? Or how long have you been a doctor? I'm like, I'm not a doctor. It's very clear if you actually read the profile carefully. It just says in my education, something medical school, because that was the name of the place I studied. It was at a medical school, but it wasn't an MD. There's PhDs, masters who study at medical schools as well. A lot of people unmatched just as they hear that, because they're just hunting for doctors. But it sucks, and particularly people who are on top of the world, don't like being told that maybe they should consider having kids because the planet is in danger of collapse. Anyways, enough of that. I'm here with my party at a mysterious cave that Leisler has gone to. My party's mystic, i.e. mage. Can interfuse with objects. It's very mundane magic. It's not the super high fantasy. Can't summon things or whatever. Although that magic exists, mystics don't really know how to do that. It's just he can explode rocks kind of thing. Very mundane magic. But on a quest to a distant cave with a pool of reflection, and we're going to see why he woke up Gemini in the middle of the night, why he headed there. What is he hoping to find? To review a little, he has doubts about Brain Jevelad. They climb down rocks through dustbone gorges and discover the hidden mouth of a cave. But what are you hoping to find there? And there's a choice. There's gaps in my life and a pain I've lived with I can't explain. I want to know why. Or darkness covers some of my memories. This feeling that I did something bad long ago. That's a lot to say. I know. Sorry. They come upon the pool, not far inside, but there's someone standing before it. Old woman, what are you doing here? Why, sir, it's been so long. You're all grown. Why are you talking like we've met each other? I mean, have we? Sweet boy, I owe you my freedom. I'm sad that you don't remember. I didn't look the way I do now. Why, sir? Like a surge of water up from broken earth, the memory wells in him. Oh. It's a home he never could recall. Two people. His parents? They were so beautiful, so happy then. Smell of a quiet, dark, cool house in summer. Taste of hot mustard and sour pickles. Watching the pot of seaweed soup. Roasting the catch. So they lived along the coast, I guess. Seaweed soup. Catch that implies fish. Mustard and pickles are like preserved foods or good for preserving fish. Can these memories really be mine? A child finds a tree in the woods, carved writing on it that the boy can't read, and an axe left buried in the bark. The axe handle is too big to grip in one hand. He uses two. As the blade jiggles loose, black smoke seeps from the wounded tree. I took it out of the tree. I took the axe out, and then you can see the evil grin on her. You killed them, and I just watched. You freed me, my Leisler. My gratitude is deep, so I beckoned you here, and I'll fulfill my debt. Here we are, at the pool of reckoning, where the powerful come to claim their stories as their own. The corpse we cast together into the water, that will seal our bond. We'll be masters of all we see. Jevenlad? Leisler? Let's do what we do, old friend. Let's womp this dumb liquor. To explain a little, there's lore in this game you pick up as you go. Some of it that probably didn't make a lot of sense. She, the evil-looking bitch, excuse my language, but she really is vicious, murderous, kills innocent people, and she's literally a demon. She is what's known as a lostling. Lostlings are demons that exist in this universe that are looking for ways. Oh, it even says the lostling. Inky smoke seethes and swirls around it. Lostlings are vile demons that exist in another plane. They're always looking for ways into this one. They can sometimes claim bodies. They can dark rites. Apparently, he must have pulled an axe out of that tree and unknowingly, as just a child, finished a dark rite that brought her into the world. Then she then murdered his parents. And she's a mystic. She can interfuse with stuff like any mystic. And she can do life entangle. She's just like a melee strike, it looks like. She'd be able to finish her in one round. She doesn't have much health, and she's only got warding. So yeah, this thing came into the world in a human body, but it's really a demon. Sometimes you'll see them in their true form. And it murdered his parents that he barely remembers because he was so young. Vile, vicious things. So, time to womp this dung looker, as he said. Chipman lad will advance. Throwing a net might immobilize it. A spirit chase would save the net, sure, but pinned makes easier target. So, and I'm going to need that to hit with. Is it only a splinter blast I can do? Yeah, if I want flanking, it's got to be a splinter blast. Yeah, but guaranteed to hit at least. That's not going to quite kill this dung looker, but then he should be able to get dagger. Stunt. Nice. Can't close anyhow. That finishes her, though. Daggers do double damage when flanking. And 30 leveled up. She came with them. Sometimes in some of the opportunity quests, they'll reference how a third character was following them or such. It didn't explain why she was there here, but it probably should have. 30 has grown stronger. 1 more health. She managed point their armor, which gets up to 5. Since it rounds down, she had 4, now she has 5. So an extra armor, an extra health, accuracy, extra bonus damage, same kind of thing of reaching a threshold, extra potency, and extra cover rate. So this is a big level up for her. And she can draw an ability. Well, yeah, it's 3 abilities and a 4th if you have option of upgrade. And if you have more than one, it like it's with the Mystic it'll be 50-50 what thing gets to upgrade next. She can draw Engage, which works great for her tank build. Stalwart plus an Engage. Yes, please. Can use that to split up enemies so they don't swarm in character, and to make sure that they don't rush past the warriors and go for the mystics in the rear, who are much squishier. The final blow lands, and the woman leaks rank smoke from her pores, eyes, nose. The corpse collapses beside the water. Tendrils flow from wounds. They coil. They touch the pool. And the blushing pool ripples. Eddies leap up like thirsty tongues. The water steams, bubbles, and begins to swallow the smoke into its strange depths. Soon the water is pure again, pinkly sparkling. It's like magical water, and it's, I guess, swallowed or destroyed the evil of the lostling. Drifts of steam nudge their faces, warm, smelling a mineral. Dead? If alive is what it was, then yeah, let's call it dead. And he smiles. Are you alright? That was a bit much, wasn't it? Weiser glances into water, and it seems a vision does come to him. My true parents. You can see them? You remember them? I don't really remember. Just flashes, images now. I think he even mentions this character sheet, though maybe I gave him the... Sometimes it does with mysterious characters. Doesn't, but he was basically an orphan and raised by an adoptive father, which explains why his father is so much different than him. And he was very dark because he had some memory of what happened. I don't really remember. Also, choosing that option made sense for the character. He's also dark-hearted and distant. Anyways, I don't really remember. Just flashes, images now. Sounds, smells. We lived in a lucky place. By the sea, the mountains, the forests. I look like them. They're both men. So they couldn't have had him biologically. Maybe one of them found a surrogate mother, so he could only actually look like one of them. Looks like this one. A woman died as a surrogate because they wanted to have a kid that was biologically at least one of theirs. Maybe there's some magic, or maybe that does not look like a woman. I don't think it is. Since same-gender relationships exist and these characters are randomly generated, it's probably that, and it just doesn't realize that line of dialogue doesn't match. And the game doesn't, as far as I can tell, represent transgender individuals, not to mention how would they exist without surgeries. I mean, people could feel their different gender, but they wouldn't actually be able to physically transition. There's no magic in that. You decide you're this gender, you need a surgery to actually make your physical body align with what you feel you are in those cases. And this is a world without surgery, unless there's some magic. Anyways, I look like them, sound a little like them. I remember his face mid-sentence. Yep, that's a he. So, same gender. Probably, assuming the other parent's also a he. Looks to be. Gender and sex are different things, but be considered a he. Gender, male. Anyways. He said he, so. He looks troubled, though. Why, sir? So we're clear? That thing we thought, it was something from before? Trapped inside a tree, I suppose. I didn't mean to set it free. I believe it was a lostling, breathing, roiling, from a storybook only. It ended my parents' lives, and mine too, forced me to start new, shedding the memories, the guilt. He lost his memory because he was so guilty, or at least some of it, on a subconscious level, it probably tormented him still. It's dead now. We finished it. And hey, don't feel responsible. You were just a kid. By the way, I apologize if I said something off with I was trying to accurately explain transgender stuff, but speaking a bunch in a hurry, I may have accidentally misspoke, but if anyone's watched this offended, I apologize. I am trying to accurately explain how there's a difference between the gender they feel they are in their head and their physical sex at birth. In those cases, there's also studies that have even shown there's brain structures that align with the different sex, so there's a physical reality to it. It's not just what someone believes themselves to be. Mind and matter are interconnected, so it makes some sense. Anyways, it's dead now. We finished it. And hey, don't feel responsible. You were just a kid. They make their way from the canyon to the mountains, to the hills and woods, and finally, home again. And, people have to be able to engage with this stuff. If they can't, it's important that people try to be as respectful as possible. If they don't engage with it at all, this is what drives some of the far-right assholes who angst and stuff. They don't like that I think that people can't even discuss these things because they're afraid of saying something off. I'm doing my very best to be accurate, to be respectful, and everyone understands it differently too. So someone may even say they're trying to correct me, and they may actually understand it differently another individual, because there's a lot of individuality in this. Things mean different things to different people, and sociologists, and I'm familiar with the sociology in it, are going to see it differently than individuals may understand it, because sometimes fields of science can be imposing on others. They're not, scientists aren't always right. Anyways, Jevon lad, sleep well. Yep. And he gained 10 retirement age. He leveled up. Characters normally do when they complete an opportunity quest, level up. The retirement age, I think, is on top of From the Hook. Yeah, it is. It says history. That should be for the campaign only. So his retirement age is 85, but it'll be 75 in future campaigns. So he'll definitely last, even if everyone else retires the end of Chapter 2. And it'll probably be him and Jevon lad. Well, they have something shared. I'll have go on, and I'll have Chapter 2 go on long enough the warriors retire then, and try and pass on their experience to these two. So I get a fresh crop for Chapter 3. Maybe I'll Chapter 3, but I shouldn't try and make him go to 4. That would be a bad idea. Lyster Grip Creek is now a Bluehorn Mystic. This is the 4th option. Could have upgraded Open-Minded or Spirit, or Soul Splitting. Had choice 50-50 of each being available. You could also take instead Compulsion, forcing enemies to move where he pleases. Usually useless, but it can be used to move enemies either into flanking for the party, or away so that they don't attack that turn, buying time, preventing them from overwhelming a warrior's temporary armor, or walk into fire and take a bunch of damage. So it's not a bad ability. Not at all. That said, I like to try and keep my mystics so far behind the lines that if they're close enough to interfuse with an enemy, they're probably in trouble. I favorite build for Mystic is Earthscribe plus, Soul Splitting plus, Open-Minded plus, Vigor Flow, or something along those lines. There's a lot of other things that are potentially better. Compulsion. Aid or Hardness also have utility. Mystics end up with a lot of potency, and Aid will give temporary hit points to other party members. Once per combat, 6 temporary health. That's a lot of survivability, and it removes negative status effects. That should help against stasis, I believe. Open-Minded can block Thrixel from interfusing with stuff in the rear of party. Compulsion can move away Seekers, but Aid can remove stasis if a Seeker does close. I did just see a battle where there are 3 Seekers who could have easily stasised someone. Shoot, I think I'll take Aid. You can always save 2 abilities for next campaign anyways. He already has Open-Minded and Soul Splitting, which are all could be saved. If I do Aid, he can remove stasis, I'm pretty sure. Assuming he's not the one who gets hit himself. It's useful for this campaign. It's much, much less useful against most other enemies, but I'll just not select it the next time he comes in campaign as one of the abilities he starts with. I'll only be able to save 2. It's kind of fitting in a way. He learns to aid others from that after helping himself. He's a loner and snark. That actually, his history it all fits together. There was a time when he went on a journey to a mountain cave, and by the pink-glowing pool of reckoning, faced the truth of his origin. A pair of loving parents, slain by a malevolent lostling, set free by his own unwitting hand. Lysander destroyed the evil thing there and carried the good memories, all with the bad, ever after. Cool. Now it's time to gather everyone up, and there's a tiny chance these 2 actually get ambushed. But the final chapter event, and I've got the opportunity to hook, I probably won't advance. And the other reasons I'll be spending a while in chapter 2 is because there is a small chance of it taking a while for a second opportunity hook, and I should be able to get 2 in every chapter after the first. Those are really cool events. Some of them have unique buffs for a campaign, and they level up characters too, and increases retirement age of a character for future campaigns, the legacy character. And with the mod I have, some of them give artifact quality items, like the more pauldrons that I have, so the characters keep with them, because they're very special items that they would definitely not just throw out as they move along in the world. That, the Atonement of Old Wayne, stuff like that, they're all very unique. This is the final fight of the chapter. When this fight is over, the chapter will end. Make sure you're ready. Takes a day to... I can wait a little longer without them getting a Calamity card, but I don't think the Calamity progress... I'll save now, because they are all arrived here. Oh, I already saved at this point. I think this will still be at 61 days or 60 in the next chapter, and I don't want to accumulate more calamities just sitting around for nothing in this chapter. Yeah, I'll assault the site. Tomb of a Star. This looks like... Sure does. I otherwise could have had him sit around for almost 2 months to make closer friendships before this chapter, but I can probably handle the fight without that minor buff. Anyways, this looks like sure does. A tunnel's been burnt into the earth. Burnt? Was a big red falling star, captured my eye, but I didn't know it was a herald, would you call it? I guess I would. Or was a big red falling star, captured my eye, but I didn't know it was a herald, would you call it? I guess I would. A herald of nightmare things. Yeah, I want to see it again. Maybe so stuff will make more sense. Legends say that when one star of creation falls, it will be like the first drop of rain, followed by millions. Well, legends say nothing about us. Let's change that. Crouching through the smooth burnt dark, they go. Oh, okay. 4 dream chrysalises, which will hatch into thrusts normally, I think. The strange chrysalis sometimes shudders, kicking its purposeless legs. Purposeless so far until it hatches. Kin is dead. I think they it's worth noting, there are 9 of them, not 4. It's worth noting that the chrysalises I think they're like, they wrap a person into that and warp them into one of their own. There's something really messed up the Drix will do, if I remember. Instead, lays more of them. There's already 9 eggs and more being laid. Busy hands are blurs beneath its brooding bulk. Seen close, the globes it palms around are full of lucent dreams. 2 seekers, droning wings, carry it inexorably closer. Its dodging flight impossible to predict. They are indeed hard to hit. They must have unusually high block dodge for monsters. Most only have, I think, like base 75 or something. I'm trying to remember. I add together. Monsters aren't particularly evasive normally, but the Seeker definitely is. There's a Dweaver and a Thrusk. Clamoring and clattering, it cries out in double voice. Once there are enough upgrades, the text doesn't show the flavor text anymore. It shows the upgrade stuff only. I'm going to have to move fast, because otherwise I could find 9 more enemies from the chrysalises, and the Kinestin will just keep laying more. An infinite supply of enemies. I don't even think I get extra XP for slaying more. But I could be wrong. But I got Thrusk and Dweaver. No idea what those, but I got a couple Seekers to deal with first, and then I got them. Kill enemies. Chrysalises may survive. Okay. So I don't have to kill them, I guess. The idea is if I killed everything else, they'd be helpless enough, or I'd be able to keep up with them as they hatch. But I started right next to the chrysalises, and yeah, these are, if I don't deal with them, needs to be a bunch more monsters. If I start smashing them, the other Threxel should close soon enough. Boy, hey, there's a stupid freaking truck back amp that's just gonna make zillion noise. It's like, who knows what is Amazon? Oh, there's a wall there, of course you can't reach. That's not good. I don't mind. Well, there's no way to undo an interfusion, like as the way you can undo a move. But sometimes you don't realize the wall, it clips it out so that it doesn't block your view, but then you don't see it's there. Sometimes you're not. Anyways, so there's a stone wall, so this can't be used to bone lance a bunch of those. I could flare through some of these. Geez, they have a lot of warding. Or no, I'm thinking steel fire. Try Splinter Blast. I don't think that can reach. So there's no interfusions. The Mystic is pretty much useless here. You can Soul Split and you can aid. It's going to be up to my Warriors and the Hunter to smash these eggs. On a stunt, she can kill one of these eggs, but otherwise... shouldn't be hard to hit because they're not moving. Yep, 100% chance. And 29% chance of a stun, which will instantly kill one. Otherwise, she'll need some backup. Stalwart Warriors to the fore. Chose to close melee for the higher chance of killing. They can only attack once a turn anyhow, so. But there's the Seekers. You can see them? How? Weird. You can see everything. that wasn't a bug from within the save. Wasn't trying to cheat with that. Whatever. Deal with these while I can. I think they can even raise an alarm, the eggs. I did that because if she had stunted, I would have clubbed this, and then maybe I could have had Lyser use his staff to finish off the Chrysalis. But nope. Dead. One down. Bunch more to go. Axe feels like it should do well against these, and it will shred some of the armor. But flanking's irrelevant anyways, except for dagger attacks. There are those. Still nothing to interfuse. A bit before he could reach this. If he was the Earth Scribe, he could set bone walls to block some enemies. He's not. Should be able to hit this for 2 though. Enabling the dagger to finish off. I'd have 3 health. 3 would be blocked by armor. So it would do 4 damage. Yeah, that should do it, if I've calculated correctly. Staff has a bit of reach, so. I could go for this first. Yeah, I probably want Javelin further forward. Visibility, my things. Strike. Kill. Shouldn't need to fox flight quite yet. It says 2, so every second turn Spirit Chase. Can't even do it. Every turn. Even rest reason to do it right now. Smashing eggs. Simple enough, though there's just always decision making which to smash first and how. No real point in engaging them. If I reduce this thing's armor, and go to 2 armor, and the staff, how much damage does it do? 5. So that would be 3. As opposed to 2, oh, it'll die either way. Still, Lyser can hit this without moving. There's the Seeker. There's the other one. Come to protect the eggs, I guess. Maybe I should have had him interfuse with stuff just for his soul splitting. Yeah, I definitely should have. Oh well. I know what would be best. If there'd be more stuff up here he could reach, or the enemies would show, or what they do. Generally, I should be able to move instead of flanking with a spirit cat and then silk step. Naming the bowman to, well, naming Uli to get a hit. The flanking. But that would hardly kill them. Could spirit chase and stab with a dagger. That's probably what I need to do. Can only reach one, so that's the one I'll need to finish. Oh no, this only does 8 damage because of their armor. If he's not silk stepped, shoot. So every he hits will have to be finished by the... Okay. Unless he gets a stun. Oh, no, the poison will finish. That's right. Bloody A. Why did I not think of that? I wasn't going to be able to kill this one, regardless. But I could engage it. His potency is 0, so a range of 4. Yeah, I think you need to go about here. Maybe even here. Here. This is the safest bet. It's only 4 in a straight line, so yeah, he needs to go here if he's to engage that seeker. I could try to knock it back before it reaches anyone. If he gets... I might find out what 8 does here. Can't really do anything except stasis, and that's the only dangerous thing. If I do this right, it will rush up and... Oh. Darn it. I should be able to get close enough for herself. She can't. Darn it. I'm just going to put her here so I have 2 chances, but... Let's both can try and guardian it, I guess. Maybe not the best idea. I got to smash these eggs. for the purpose of soul splitting in the future. If she fails to take this down, she did. The Mystic can finish it with his staff. If he got a stunt, he would have had an extra movement, but no. 4x to go. It says hatch after 2 turns of inner fusion. These must be some unique variant of this. Normally, it's just after time when the Kinston lays them. I'll Guardian. I might as well take a strike at the Seeker as it closes. Oh, of course it goes around 30. But its Dream Trap, I think, requires being adjacent normally, so diagonally give up on the chance of that. To not get hit by 30. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. That definitely wasn't supposed to happen. I was trying to set flanking. God, I didn't save. That was a misclick. I was not trying to attack. I just accidentally clicked on it. Oh, bloody hey! You've got to be kidding me. Urgh. Of course, it's going to go around that way. I don't know which of these goes first. Probably the other one. Should have figured it can go there, so. Put him here for a chance of oh, the stump's also in range. Probably a little be more useful because it might be able to splinter past some of these. Yep. All right. So everything the same as before exactly, except realizing I think I'll just go around right. If I'd had her engage it, I could have guaranteed. Oh no, then she wouldn't have been able to move here. Oh well. Just smack this. Wait, what? What did... Oh! The Guardian thing, Guess it's considered to have moved when I hit it with the bloody A. Guess I'll just stab this, finish it with Javelin Lad. Use a combination engage. That's a door. So probably nothing I have to worry about after this. Excuse me. Could have stuck him here and engaged. No, not engaged the egg. Would have been too far. Anyways, this is about establishing flanking, so I can stab. Stabby stab stab. Good is dead. And work on the Dream Chrysalis there before it maybe hatches. In case of doing something that's quick, I should save. Right. Who else has got a dagger? So I'll just smash this. I see, so it does try to move even though there's nowhere for it to go. That's how Guardian triggered. Good to know. That could combine with Vigilance at times. Definitely misuse that to my own advantage. I don't think there's any enemies remaining, but it doesn't hurt for her to go stalwart. She's close to the front. Yep. I'll just strike. Got a water snake, gonna strike twice. Dead. Thought exploding needs to create wood shrapnel and then trying to start a fire by breaking the lamp. It's a possibility. I'm worried these will hatch, but don't seem to be doing it, so maybe it's all if they're interfused. which case, might want the fires after all. There's very few things around here I can interfuse with. Maybe not. At the very least, these give enemy team visibility, so I definitely want to end them if I can. Oh, yeah, that's fine. It was a misclick, but does not matter. Does damage on knockback, that's right. All killed. Now I can scout it up here. Pretty sure there's nothing left here. Yep. Hide. Excuse me. Short of going over here and chewing a lot of terrain, it might be safest to my party hang out here, have the Hin Hunter open this door. I think I might like to light some fires just in case. So that there's definitely something to interfuse with. That didn't quite work out. And amongst the rest, these two should be towards the front. Especially Louise, she has a bow. Time to chew in some terrain. Darn it, no fire. I was hoping for a fire. Well, sometimes new brake lamps starts a fire. In that case, I guess Lyser could get far enough forward to interfuse with the bones. It's gonna be little more aggressively placed than before. Alright, I'm definitely going to chew on some scenery around here then. At least. The lamp. See if. No fire. But good to know in advance. This is definitely going to be out of range. Okay, you can open that door from where he's standing. That's still in range, just barely for Weiser. What? That's not? Oh, it's a matter of visibility, not range. I see. Should be able to maintain the infusion here then. This is a good spot. You can pop up here if he needs to throw an infusion. Such as to deal with attacks that deal more damage. Doesn't hurt to be cautious. I think I like him to be more like here, in case he needs to go this way. Fox flight. Perfect. Everything's in position. I like to prepare before open doors. Fortunately, this thing has been laying eggs this whole time, I think. Maybe. It's right in range for getting poisoned. There seem to be other enemies about. They're quelling moss. And shoot. Oh, it's pretty poisoned. There've been other things you might have. Yeah. These folks are way back here. Should probably move a little forward since they'll come running after this. The Kinstead will raise alarm. Fine with the Mystic being further back. Comes in closer, probably lose interfusion. I think you can move up one, but I'm not even sure of that. Yeah, actually, I'll move here in case it needs to pop up the upwards. I think this is stone range. Yep. Here we go. I guess it doesn't start laying eggs until you can see it. It lays 2 a turn. Knowingly. These definitely hatch instantly. They're not dormant. That Thrixel still can't reach him in a turn. More poison then. Don't want to get any closer. Who knows what's around. This thing will die to poison if I leave it alone for 3 turns, but I may finish it later. They're really going to trickle up. Does he seem interested in doing? I'm going to shoot the Kinstead. Speed this up. Disable stalwarts for mobility. Go here. Hop chip on a dodge. Or 2. Lose that infusion. Probably. Not if I move here. It double moved. Thrusk. This is all there is, so... oh boy. Set up a bunch of engages for flanking purposes, and strike the Thrusk. If he hits, dead. If he misses, he would have been fine with all that armor and warding. Well, you can't magically. He would have been fine with all the armor, especially walling and the shield. Characters do heal between chapters. Fun. Fun. I'll try to finish it. If she hits, she does. Okay, that went well, so... So I can see the range and interfusing with other stuff I withdrew. Didn't really make much of a difference. Yeah, so still leave them in range of that. We're still splitting. There's still something here. I don't know where. It can only be hiding this way or up here. There we go. A Dweaver. Shouldn't be able to close in a single turn. Take a shot at it. It's probably the last enemy, too. Should be able to control its movement by infusing that torch. The only thing it could really use to get behind. Why is it searching? It must not have a very long field of view. It's the best I can figure. Alright, dead's dead. Which I missed. Would have had Uli take a crack at it too. Could have gone badly, but at worst might have suffered a hit on Gemalad, and people heal between chapters. Health on the hunter. Yep. Hunters do take bigger risks than mystics. A ring, stowed with a gem. Assume is leveled up. Stalwart. Awesome. Now we can really get in the fray of things. Tomb of a Star. That was something else. Somewhere along the burned through tunnel, the rock changes character. Here, they walk a natural cavern that might have formed a century ago, expecting the star's arrival. We'll assume you're standing close to it. It traveled through the night sky. I called it a star, but it's... We'll assume places a palm almost involuntarily on the glassy rock and feels taken to a world on the other side. Weekt Kisht Aka. She's thirks are unnatural looking things. Looks like it's better. Yeah, it's crawling towards him like a dreamscape, and then someone smashes it to save him. Javelin shatters the crystal, breaking Lasum from the cords of terror that twisted around his brain. Crickle. What just had to make a choice? No way, yeah, you chose right. The ensuing summer sees them back in Dorathiafeld. I don't think that was a village they started in, or maybe that's the region around it. Or maybe, whatever. They share a drink in gold, wobbly light. The stars hold their place. I think it was like maybe a mooring line thrown from their world to ours. They'd like to clamber freely across it, but who can say why? Well, we threw their rope back in the sea. Trusting your account is the part that has me spooked. Trusting your account is the part that has me spooked. The summer, and many more seasons, will flutter by. How many dreams are there in a single night of the earth? And a year of nights? In 10? Are there many more that never find a head? Are there dreams only meant for the dead? How long's the longest a dream's wandered undreamt? And you can see that one of a Thrixel there with its many hands. 10 years of peace fall. Let's see, victory, safe tiles, towns, infested tiles remaining or working threats remaining would reduce it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Defenses make no difference. They're just something that could be useful in a future chapter. You might as well do it if you're hanging around waiting for an opportunity or something. An opportunity quest. That is like a hook thing that relates to character's backstory. Your victory has undermined the enemy's plans. They've been weakened. The rest no longer have extra armor. Happens after every chapter. They lose Calamity, one of the enemies. During the years of peace, Lyslur asked Jevelon to journey with him to the forest around Blythe the Duck Mine. Together they tended the wild things, root and rock and stream. Through their sweat and painstaking labor, they grew to feel the woods would recover. That was the woods that were like Weeping River. Theridia and Jevelad were stopped by a traveling man, a resident of that small village, an Angles Cedar Woods where the Great One once feasted. He thanked them again for slaying the monster and ending the darkest days of his life. Theridia took it as a sign that her path was rightly chosen. She's just starting to gray. It's because 10 years jumped forward and it's already showing what they'll look like. How old is she? 38 and she's already graying a little? Well, Sum was visited once by a woman cloaked in ivy. The spirit laid 3 futures out for Wilsum to pick from. After careful deliberation, one was finally picked. In the long and taskless days, Theridia learned smithcraft. It didn't come easy to her, but it gave her a private way to hammer out her history, triumphs, terrors, and regrets. Fragments of herself she beat into the metal. Those who came to watch, and later to wield her work, felt safe thumbing the charms graven in her hafts and hilts. Heavy. This guy's holding a 2-handed sword. During the years of peace, I have a choice of advancing Jevelon's transformation. This would turn his left arm Sylvan. His bow would switch to a crossbow, fine, but he would no longer be able to use offhand items like shields or throwing knives. So he'd be a dagger and crossbow. He'd lose the throwing net. This would give him a vigoration ability, though. This scales with damage and potency. Right now, it's about as good as aid, although requiring 2 swift actions to give 6 temporary hit points. And it doesn't remove negative status effects, but it'll become far more powerful with time. And he can already set up flanking with this Shadow Cat, so he doesn't need the net for that. Yeah, I'd say it's worth it. A little less offensive capability, but invigoration can become very powerful. And I usually use hunters as a support class. The right arm gives an offensive thing, Chaos Whirl. I generally wouldn't do that, but I like the left arm transformation Sylvan characters can get. As long as, he doesn't have Thorny, which requires a left arm be human to get that hook. Or, it's worth noting, you can get a Storm Touch left arm for a character, which is offensive. It takes a single action, doesn't end turn. But you can also do a left leg for that. If I want it. Anyways, yeah, I'll take this. The crossbow is in some ways an upgrade. It's shorter ranged and does less damage, but has no minimum range, which is important for a hunter. Marrow-eye and getting close. I think it does more damage when it doesn't have flanking than the dagger. Yeah. And now it's gear upgrade time. Let's see, no more throwing net, no more offhand for Gemalad. He's got a Sylvan Arm, a Shadow Cat. He's pretty cool. Right then. And a Leaf Crossbow. Since I was going to switch him to Crossbow anyways, this is in some ways better because it'll make it cheaper to upgrade. Like I said, Invigoration becomes very powerful when you gain a lot of bonus damage and potency. I think it's only not that good right now because 1 bonus damage, 1 potency. You should, it's probably rounding down. 1.4 and 1.5, so yeah. Next time he gains a level, he'll gain a potency and a bonus damage. Oh no, not quite bonus damage, but gain a potency and be very close on bonus. Couple levels and this would be more health. You can use Invigoration to buff people for a fight so they won't lose normal hit points and have to heal after a fight, or as many. But you can also use it on wounded characters to bring them back from being on the brink so they can stay in the fight and not need to fall back or risk dying. It's useful to give hit points where you need it for always swift action. I'd like to get Lasum some link mail, but this would cost a legacy point, but only 1. This would cost 1 ingot. More legacy points with 2 spell threads and 4 heartwoods. I might find link mail for Lasum lying around. I might also find a sword, you never know. Let's see. I'm short on ingots. A lot of things I want cost ingots. Do I have some heartwoods? Three heartwoods and a hide for a basic bow. 3 heartwoods, a hide, fabric, and 2 spell threads for a water bow, which is better. Yeah. Need to give range capabilities, and 30 is the character's got start plus, so she can get more for it, not worried about being victim to stasis, I think. So give her a water bow, ice ash bow. It's even the right, good name for one. Nope. I hit cancel. There we go. And a shield. I like the leaf ones, kind of symbolizes their connection to nature. It's also a better shape for a shield. It's like a kite shield. The round ones don't protect your legs as much. So it's practical. So that would take 2 ingots. I might find a shield lying around. Mace is somewhat practical against the Seekers. Yeah, shield provides protection against, I think, magic damage. As long as it's not flanking. Maybe I could give crossbow or bow to my mage as a backup item. If I keep him further back, I probably want to give him a bow. Yeah, there are times where wand that would use 2 icy points and spell threads, but I almost always wait a second, what would this do? Cost. Same thing. Switch him from a staff to wand would spell damage 2 from that staff? Yeah, this would just give more warding. As looks like staffs do keep up in terms of spell damage. They're more they just don't have the ability to be used with offhand items, like shields. For some reason, I was thinking it had less spell damage than a wand. I guess not. Ooh, all right. I guess I can hold off on the shield and just give us a basic bow to Lesser. May acquire a might find a spirit that can enchant it, but I also may acquire an offhand item that's useful. That like throwing knives that would give a discount on making the shield, or if he gets a bigger foe, I may use it for a while. I need to switch him to either a wand or crossbow later, but yeah, I can give someone a bow. Just who? Him or we'll soon. Warrior or the Mystic? You know, it's pretty niche situations where Mystic uses a bow. I'm being dumb. I'll give Will Sum a bow. It's cheap and it's more likely to be up in the front where you gets good lines of fire. Or a crossbow, but that costs like 8 points. I'm not going to waste it right now. Oaken Curve. Right. He's got a bow and a Wombrax to fall back on. Since he's not as armored as, say, 30 or Oli, makes more sense from hanging further back and provide support. So I serve hangs back in the interfuses to stop Threxill from closing. 30 is off on the front, so she should definitely have a shield, though. And boom. That's almost all my stuff. Just Heartwoods and Spell Thread left. Forget spell threads are used to make throwing knives for some odd reason. Guess they're enchanted throwing knives. Okay. Well, this will be fine. Go easy on my resources, because there'll be other characters to upgrade. Fed and cared for, the poor man. At my mill. Haven't seen someone look that bad and not be dead. Apparently ate bad berries. Was just starving, dried up, poorly clothed. I guess he had no choice, huh? Huh? There's always a choice. Couldn't think of something I wanted to do more than help the guy, though. You didn't see him stare through the walls. Left him in charge of the mill while I went to market. He insisted he draw me a map to take into town. I left it in the Dorotheafeld Tavern. Says it's where the other prisoners are kept. Yeah, alright. Tell him we'll check it out. We're Thrixel hunters, among other things. We'll save who's savable. Thrixel have been making prisoners of landsfolk, leading them senseless into an old jail and locking them there. Why? May as well ask the moon. The company swears to free these people before whatever is meant to be done with them is done. The shadows deepen. All monster groups draw next to monster card in every battle. It's just a reminder that after battles, the enemy gets a calamity card. That's actually nothing new. And here we go. Jarethal. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought this was Thorning Novel. It was. All the references to Dorotheafeld. Here. I should be able to recruit any hero here. There are 3 for basic level 0 or level 1 recruits. But legacy heroes, heck, even if I had myth walkers, which I don't, that would be 8 points for level 5. I don't have that. My highest level or level 3 legacy heroes, so that'd be 6 legacy points. Does look like the calamity thing reset, so I could have spent a little more time in the last chapter. Oh well. Theridia has a retirement age of 48, so it would be 10 years to have her retired this chapter if I wanted. And we'll assume is also 48. He's already 40. Reasonable chance he does retire this chapter. Depending on how long it takes. I mean, I could do it before if I wanted them to retire at the chapter 3 instead. But you only pass on a portion of experience to the next generation of characters. When characters retire, it's like 60 or 70%. So better to start training up the next heroes. I'll have to think about this, but the interlude is over. It's time for the next chapter in this campaign. And that will be in the next video. Until next time, this is Northstar. Signing off. I wish you all the best. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. And may you always find a guiding star to lead you home. Adieu.